The 65 from Lebanon, Chris Action Jackson.
How about that? If you look at the USRA national points for B-Mods, you've got Joe Chisholm and Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson, number 2 in the USRA B-Mod points. Joe Chisholm, number 1 in the USRA B-Mod points. And due to a little bad luck and a few other things, those two cars that are going to start in the back row of the field are the top 2 drivers that you've seen all season long. So we will see how quickly.
If you're a fan, I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah. You'll see how quickly those two can try and carve up the field. But Ryan Gilmore has been outstanding so far tonight. He won both of his heat races earlier tonight. Ryan has had a bit of a run here where he finally broke through the last couple years. Got his first couple of wins here at the Diamond of Dirt tracks. But Shane, 21 times he was a runner-up here prior to finally getting his first win. 20-plus races here at a racetrack that's not much more than an hour from his hometown in Springfield. And he had been long-suffering to know what it was like to get to victory lane at Lucas Oil Speedway. Not much better way to get this week started off than by finding your way to victory lane here tonight in a talented class of cars with he and Colson Kirk on the front row. It's been a much better night for J.C. Morton than we've seen in recent weeks. He will start in the 5th position. Mitchell Franklin, Eric Turner, a ton of drivers that have turned a ton of laps here on this 3/8 of a mile semi-banked oval, and we will see how it all shakes out in a short race. There's 18 cars on the track. We're only going 18 laps.
Colson Kirk, is he someone that runs here regularly?
He does. He runs here.
As
he
well
runs
as
at
Cody
Dallas
Brill.
County. Cody Brill's here every week as a part of the Big Adventure RV weekly racing series. So a ton of racing regulars here to see who can win in the A feature tonight for the USRA B-Mods. Gilmore will get ready to go. He will let the B-Mods blast off down the front stretch. Colson Kirk, a whale of a jump on the start of this one. The 55 hooked up on the high side. Gilmore giddy up down on the bottom side, and it will be the 55 of Colson Kirk trying to get the early advantage as they work their way through 3 and 4, 5 cars all right around that front spot, and it'll be Colson Kirk by a nose to lead him around on lap number 1.
Gilmore going to steal the line away to the top of 2. Look at Hare Nation. Brandon Hare has been quick tonight as well. He'll look to the 3rd spot. Now a slide job as Kirk slides it up the racetrack and slides across the nose of Gilmore. Now a crossover move again. You got to tussle for the lead. Another slide job at 2.
And there immediately Kirk will cross over underneath the 66, try to take the spot back as they do just a little Texas 2-step back and forth in front of the field. Brandon Hare's got a heck of a view of this one as Kirk jumps out in front again and leads him around on lap number 3.
Gilmore back to the bottom side of the racetrack as Colson Kirk back to the lead on lap number 3. As you mentioned, Brandon Hare right there in the catbird seat, rides in the 3rd spot. And then you've got Schultz and Brill, your top 5 cars, as Kirk has settled in now. About a 3-car command over the field off at 2.
The 28-year-old out of Urbana, number 12 of the USRA national points, as you see J.C. Morton and Cody Brill side by side down the back chute. Colson Kirk with a huge chassis, a J. Dickens engine. He is cruising right now. Has got his lead up to 0.3 of a second. As you see the top 5 cars all strung out nose to tail, with J.C. Morton being the final car in that top 5. Go back further in the field, side-by-side racing for Cody Brill and Reese Solander as they work their way off of turn number 4.
On screen, Solander trying to take that spot away. That is a race for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 now. That is a 5-car pack for 1 spot. Solander on the bottom of Brill. And now here comes Shadron Turner. He started back in the 11th spot. And he is making his way through the field as well. So a good battle, 6th on back as they race through 1 and 2.
The Super 8 there momentarily, John Sheets. He got it done last night. He was a race winner here starting 10th. You see Shadron Turner jump to the inside. John Sheets, the driver from Nevada, Missouri, right behind him. And back up to the front for Colson Kirk, sponsored by Bullseye, Rains Ice, S&P Services. It took him about 3 or 4 laps, Berg, of him and Gilmore going back and forth, but Kirk now getting just enough room to be out in front and in control of this one as we're closing in on the halfway point.
Colson Kirk in a huge chassis, leading the field off at 2. Looks like Gilmore's reeling him in about 0.5 of a second. Separates first from second. Gilmore just trying to bide his time as they race down around. It'll be 8 to go for Colson Kirk out of Urbana.
Well, I told you Ryan Gilmore, as he inches closer and closer, a car length between he and Kirk, had been about a runner-up here about 21 times before he broke through with that first win. He had been the victim of a last lap, last corner pass on multiple occasions. He could be setting Colson Kirk up for a kamikaze moving forward by the time this one's all said and done. Brandon Hare trying to get up into the front as trouble for Cody Brill in turn number 1, and the red light will come on, the yellow flag in hand, and it was a hard lick in the top of turn number 1 for the Brilliant Graphics 96. Hopefully we can get another look at that one. We might be able to get an FK Inrods instant replay and see what happened. I was looking a little bit at the state, and Shadron Turner, a driver from St. Joe Mo, slides to the back of the pack after making contact with Cody Brill. Cody Brill on the hook, goes back behind the wall. And now that lead that Colson Kirk was enjoying has evaporated thanks to the caution. Kirk got a good start on the drop of the green flag. We'll see how he does on the restart with Ryan Gilmore filling up his rear view mirror.
Back underway off of turn number 2 on the restart. Gilmore pedals to the top of the rate. Look at Schultz. Schultz has come to life in car number 7. Working to the bottom of the racetrack in the 7B. The Silver Bullet on the march. Looking to second and maybe the lead this time around.
The wily veteran won his last 2 races at Missouri State Fair and Callaway. 12 wins on the year for him, but Ryan Gilmore has something to say about who's going to hold on to second place. He may have something to say about who has first place. As Colson Kirk goes wide, Kirk will hold on to the advantage here as we've got 5 laps to go.
Gilmore's tired of following. He's going to look to the lead. Here comes Brandon Hare, a crossover move on Schultz. That's a race for third as Gilmore back to the inside line. He'll throw a line to the Catfish as Kirk is upstairs, 3 car lengths with 4 to go.
A good run for Colson Kirk. He and Gilmore started on the front row. They remain 1 and 2. Gilmore now taking a page out of his book as you see the battle for third. Brandon Hare to the bottom of the racetrack. The Silver Bullet of Sedalia, Missouri's Terry Schultz up around the high side, hustling off the top of turn number 4. He holds on to third with 3 laps to go.
Chris Jackson restarted 15th. Jackson is all the way up to 7th. Just mind you, and now racing for 6th as the leaders coming together. This time around, it'll be 2 to go for the 55 of Colson Kirk.
Colson Kirk trying to grab a win on night number 2 of the USRA Nationals. Ryan Gilmore running right behind him, but trouble in turn number 4 as the caution lights come on. It appears that the 98 of Kyle Anderson may need a push from the Hobby Time Motorsports safety crew, or he may be good to go on his own.
Under caution, we mentioned Jackson still riding around, not a lot of forward momentum.
Yeah,
now
we were wrong about
to
that.
6th.
He just needed a restart, Berg.
And
that's all he
he's
needed,
got a
brother.
Caution to help him out. 7th. He's 7th on track right now.
He'll line up
Up 11 spots.
right behind, right alongside John Sheets with Solander and Mitchell Franklin behind him. The 7-time B-Mod champion here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. He has now won 4 track titles in a row, and from what we can find, and talking to people that have been coming to the track much longer than Shane and I have, there's been a lot of guys that have won 2 in a row, a lot that has won 3 in a row. We think he is the only one that's maybe won 4 in a row. Maybe Jeff Cutchaw in the modified division, but have to ask Jeff the next time we see him. He was a 5-time champion. Chris Jackson winning 4 in a row now and wanting to have a good run here this week at the USRA Nationals. Everybody following the 55 of Colson Kirk now. Kirk's won at Electric City, 3 times at Dallas County, once at Monette. He has not won at the Diamond of Dirt tracks this year. He's got 6 top 10s. Can he be an A-Main feature winner here tonight?
Uh-oh. Slide job coming. Here we go. Off of turn 2. Gilmore at crossover now. Here comes Kirk back to the inside, and now Schultz. His hat's in the ring. Gilmore to the inside. He's going to drive him up the banking. Here we go. White flag, 1 to go.
Colson Kirk in a world of hurt with Gilmore and Sedalia's Terry Schultz all over him. He goes high up in 1 and 2, but gets a great run off the top of turn number 2, and the caution comes out again just when it was getting good.
More slide jobs.
More indeed. The 15, Caden Stacy. There's a couple of 15s. That is Fair Grove, Missouri's Caden Stacy, though. The black and red 15, bringing out the Boone's Barbecue Barn caution. We're going to have ourselves a shootout.
I hear Ryan Staley announcing Green-White-Checkered, guys. I bet you Kirk is thrilled to hear that.
So is Gilmore. So is Schultz. So is J.C. Morton. They all aren't ready for this one to end, and neither are we. So it'll be Kirk, Gilmore, and Schultz right behind him. Morton and Brandon Hare. Chris Jackson now from 18th to 1 spot out of the top 5, flanked by the F1 of Camdenton, Missouri's Mitchell Franklin. So we'll go green, we'll go white, we'll go checkered. You see that silhouette of Venom, the villain from the Spider-Man franchise. See whether or not Chris Jackson can put the black hat on and spoil the party for these guys that have run so well here tonight.
I sense that this is not going to end drama-free. I sense that someone's going to get roughed up a bit.
Well, we'll see how much beating and banging these B-mods want to do. Captain Kirk says it's time to go. He gets into the throttle, goes right down on that right side tire of Ryan Gilmore, and we go back to green flag racing. Gilmore tries to slide up in front, but doesn't have enough carry. He's alongside the 55 of Kirk. Right behind him is Terry Schultz. J.C. Morton now with Chris Jackson go to the bottom of the racetrack. They'll come off of turn number 4 and take the white flag. Gilmore around the 55 of Kirk. Kirk has his nose to the inside. Gilmore will go all the way up the racetrack and open the door, but they will go 1, 2, 3 down the back chute. Ryan Gilmore, Colson Kirk, Terry Schultz. Gilmore, one more turn high into number 4. He will fire off of turn 4 and take the checkered flag. Ryan Gilmore gets it done on night number 2 of the USRA Nationals.
A bridesmaid.